But in all reality, she really represents the DNC as a whole. You tell me, is this not the face of the DNC? Does she not scream DNC all over her? That is the DNC. The foolishness, the delusion, the rhetoric, the propaganda, the sheer lunacy of everything that's coming out of her mouth is the DNC in a nutshell. What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and most importantly, please make sure you follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group to help circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news. And today we have to head back to New Venezuela because recently the mayor of New Venezuela, Eric Adams, did an interview on Fox News to which he fully exposed and really just told the whole truth behind why the DNC is in complete disarray at the moment, coming off of the bloodbath, right, which was the 2024 election of Donald Trump completely washing Kamala Harris and making a fool out of her by blowing her out in a sweep of swing states, right? Now, before we jump too deep into this video, I do have to acknowledge this. I just have to. Eric Adams has been flawlessly maneuvering through this Trump victory and playing all his cards right in essentially the rebranding of himself. He was dealing with a PR nightmare pre-Trump victory because the DNC essentially threw him under the bus and kept running him through the ringer through their own media outlets. But the way he's been able to position himself next to Trump, next to Tom Homan, be in alliance and an agreement, at least to a certain degree, with mass deportation and not giving them any pushback. Now he's sitting over here on Fox News. He's doing all the right things with talking to all the right people as far as interviews and speaking engagements are concerned. I've just been very impressed with the rebranding of Eric Adams, and it appears that it's working. It really does look like it's working. But with that out of the way, let's get into what Eric Adams had to say about the DNC.
We had a big election, obviously, in November of 2024. There are a lot of prominent Democrats who are speaking out of what they're referring to as a real wake-up call for your party. Let's watch some of these voices, and then I want to get your reaction, Mayor.
Donald Trump is not an idiot. You know how I know? Because he has the White House, the Senate, the House.
Totally agree.
Court, the popular vote.
Democrats, you lost. You got your butts whipped. Own it, live with it, accept it.
I don't even know what the Democratic Party is at this particular moment. They don't seem to have a real sense of direction at this point.
So Trump won by 11 points in the Bronx and in Queens. He cut in half Biden's lead in New York. What do you say to what these individuals are saying? Do you agree with them?
Wholeheartedly, that we stopped speaking to people, we started speaking at people. I think I like to say it's a cryptocurrency moment. You know, when I first started, said I was going to invest in cryptocurrency, people laughed at me. Who's laughing now? And when I first got elected in 2022, I told the party, it's public safety. People are tired of the revolving door where people are constantly committing violent crimes and back on our streets. We ignored it. I talked about the affordability issue. I talked about the migrants and asylum seeker issue. I mean, Iowa caucus showed that is one of the top issues. Not hearing the people and you engaging in dialogue while individuals are fearful of affordability, losing their home, the future of their children, and you having these intellectual conversations, and people are like saying, what the hell are you talking about? I'm hurting, and you're asking, is Donald Trump Hitler or not? It's just not talking to the real needs of people.
And he hit the nail on the head with that concerning not talking to the real needs of people. And it's just so funny how the tides have turned and how essentially the Republican Party now in this day and age has become the party of common sense. I remember not that long ago. I mean, what is it? We'll say maybe 15 years ago, you know, if not maybe a little bit longer than that, 15, 17 years ago, that the DNC was at least seemingly, right, the party of the people. They used to be the anti-war party. They used to be the party of free speech. They used to come across and promote themselves well as being the party of the people. And they have since done a complete 180 and are now the party of just the establishment while pretending not to be. Right. And that's the thing. While pretending not to be, they pretend to be the party of the people today while being the party of actually just the establishment overall, right? Because the DNC is the establishment now at this point. And concerning what Eric Adams is saying in regards to speaking with people versus speaking at them, talk about Chicago all the time. That's where you see that represented the most. Where you see over there, the people are talking to Mayor Brandon Johnson, and this guy isn't even speaking back. He's just telling them and letting them know, hey, this is what it is. We got these migrants coming in here. We're giving them billions of dollars, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And that's if he even has anything to say, right? So this is 100% spot on what he's talking about. Really think about the election that we just went through and the entire election season, you can say, right? People are fed up with open borders. People are fed up with the high cost of living, and you're sitting here telling me stupid stuff about Donald Trump being the man with the small mustache when that's the farthest thing from the truth. Outside of the fact that that is extremely insulting to the survivors of World War II, what are you talking about? Are you stupid or are you dumb? Like this is the DNC has fallen into complete foolishness and nonsense, and their inability to be authentic is astonishing because all that matters is the message, the propaganda, and the foolish policies that they want to push on the people. So much so that these people on the DNC, they cannot be authentic to save their lives. Recently, Scott Jennings spoke on that on CNN, and I want to jump into this clip right now. So let's hop into this.
If your messengers are incorrect, then it doesn't really matter what the first two bullets are. It's that authenticity. And then what's the first clip we played tonight? Kamala Harris, who popped out and she saw her shadow, so we'll get 4 more years of word salads. If this is the road Democrats want to continue to go down, people who are going to use cliches, pablum, and sort of just word salad answers to really important questions that everyday people have, they will continue to lose. However, if they take his advice and get authentic candidates who may sometimes say things that are a little contradictory or maybe it's a little raw, people will forgive your warts and your contradictions if they think you're being real. I think he's onto something.
At least the people around him should be thinking about these things. You need to democracy-proof, for lack of a better word, this coming administration. I mean, Donald Trump stands for everything that Joe Biden does not stand for. And if Democrats are true to their values, they will do everything they can with the power that they have right now, which is limited, to prevent Donald Trump from doing the things that he's already announced that he's going to do.
Are you in for administrative sabotage? I mean, is that what you're saying?
No, that's not at all what I'm arguing for.
You're saying you should somehow proof the government against the will of the people?
I'm sorry. You want to talk about the will of the people? You want to go back 4 years? Because we could talk about the will of the people. We could talk about what I'm saying, Scott. No, thank you for putting those words in my mouth. That's not at all what I'm saying.
You said proof.
What I'm saying is that we have a statement of values.
That's literally what she said. Really think about this for a moment. She said we need to democracy proof our government, right? We need to democracy proof our system against Donald Trump. Democracy works. He won in a landslide victory. It was a bloodbath. So what she's saying is that what needs to happen is that Biden, his administration, and the DNC overall need to sabotage the Trump administration to the best of their abilities. And in sabotaging the Trump administration, they're essentially sabotaging the people. Because once again, Trump won in a bloodbath. The people wanted this. He got the popular vote and the Electoral College overwhelmingly. So to go out of your way to sabotage Trump is to sabotage the American people overall. These people and this woman is completely psychotic. Look at the level of delusion that she's living in when they start talking about the Trump bias within mainstream media as it concerns the mainstream media being biased against Trump and always engaging in Trump slander. Look at her response to this.
What media are you talking about that's anti-Trump?
You're not familiar with the anti-Trump media?
You're not familiar with the fact that you guys control for everything
of
from
all the
podcasts?
things I've heard you say out here, that might be the nuttiest.
Scott,
I mean, believe me, there's plenty of anti-Trump media.
She's trying to pay you. I'm trying to pay conservatives. What I'm basically trying to say is that you guys have taken.
This woman is insane. But in all reality, she really represents the DNC as a whole. You tell me, is this not the face of the DNC? Does she not scream DNC all over her? That is the DNC. The foolishness, the delusion, the rhetoric, the propaganda, the sheer lunacy of everything that's coming out of her mouth is the DNC in a nutshell. And this is exactly what Eric Adams was talking about. And with all that being said, that does it for today's news. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video on your social media platforms. And once again, don't forget to follow me on Telegram and Rumble at TD Media Group. Both the link to my Telegram and Rumble will be in the description box below and pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you all for your time, and to the next video. Peace and have a great afternoon.